Alright guys, we are loading up onto the Summoner's Rift right now. So Ender, would you like to do the honors and introduce the first team?
Oh, you know me, I love it! It's Washed Up Kids on the blue side with Bandicoot up in the top lane, Van Cleef in the jungle Oxide, at mid Ventus on AD carry, and Rumandu, I kind of want to call him Boomandu for just today, on support.
Now I'm gonna introduce the red side, but really quickly, just notice that Oxide 404 has taken Adorn's ring on Gangplank.
Hey,
So
that's actually pretty standard on Gangplank. That's not too
sorry.
surprising.
It always just shocks me when I see it because I always have the dream that an AP Gangplank's gonna be real. So, like I said, I'm gonna now introduce the red side. We have the Abusement Park. In the top lane, we have Fitora on the sorry if I butchered your name.
I think Tira is what I'm going with.
Tira. I like that. Tira on that Gnar in the top lane. In the jungle, we have Light Crocodile bringing in that Lee Sin. The mid laner, Ice Necromancer on Victor. In the bot lane duo of Monglu and
Demonic.
Demonic. Thank you very much. Demonic on Ezreal and Karma.
Hey, it's still early. We've got time to warm up, work out the kinks. We've got 3 more matches after this.
Yes, we do.
I'm definitely
Exciting
excited
matches.
here. Oh yeah.
Should be really exciting. Right now, we're just kind of seeing pretty standard starts. Sejuani always wants to start on the blue because she's so mana hungry in the jungle, so it's not too surprising to see that.
Interesting though that Light Crocodile is actually farming away the blue buff.
Yeah.
Typically on energy junglers or non-mana junglers like the Lee Sin, you'd skip that because basically at level, oh my, Light Crocodile playing with fire. Okay, buddy. Anyways, yeah, it's like the same amount of gold, same amount of experience relatively at this stage in the game, and you cannot take all the damage. All you really get is that 10% cooldown reduction, which you don't really care all that much about.
Yeah.
On the Lee Sin, you could have gotten over to your red buff sooner, been able to smite that one away, but instead, now all of a sudden, you have to recall at level 2, and you can't buy anything.
Yeah, that's definitely a questionable choice on Light Crocodile there. But it's everyone has their
Van
own
Cleef.
Van Cleef. Oh man, they're giving us heart attacks.
It's
here.
scary!
Man, the jungle is just getting scary. Riddle, please.
This is actually Halloween. This is Doombots right here. The jungle is stronger than the junglers. It's like they're in some sort of survival show, right? And like you're just watching them go through. They've got their food. They're drinking their potions, and then all of a sudden this tiger comes out of nowhere. You don't really get like rocks coming alive in the jungle, but we can go with like tigers or something like that.
You know that makes. See, I was afraid for a second that you were going to go the Bear Grylls route there, and you're going to start saying he was drinking his own pee or something.
Nope, not that far. See, I like to keep this stream PG. Magic. We don't know who's watching.
I crossed that line apparently, so. But right now, it's pretty standard. Everything's not out of the ordinary. I'm kind of surprised that we see a lot of poke in the bot. Well, not too surprising that we see the Jhin and Nami bot lane trying to push out Ezreal and Karma, because Ezreal is pretty mana hungry in the early stages of the game, so he can't poke as much as he'd like to.
Right, not just that, but Jhin just brings so much raw damage to the table at these early levels. He doesn't have a lot in the form of sustained damage, so if they were to all in, Ezreal may be able to get the upper hand on that, but Ventus is going to be able to, force them back, zone them away from some minions, and that's just the game plan from them. Get the early shove, get a CS lead, and you already see him doing that 30 CS to 15.
That's devastating in the early stages of the game to be that far ahead. Like, you don't want to have that happen when you're an AD carry. And actually, we see in the top lane right now, Bandicoot's in trouble. He flashes away.
Nice
does dodge the shockwave. Really well done on that one.
Yeah, has to lose the flash though, so Bandicoot definitely going to be vulnerable up in that top lane. What did I say the magic recipe was to shutting down this Gunnan? Just gank him early and often. He can't, sustain through a laning phase if you keep chunking him out via Lee Sin ganks. He has no flash, and he loves to continually shove in. So Light Crocodile, I'm watching him. He's still in that top side of the map. He is going to definitely be looking for more up there.
Oh yeah, he definitely wants more too. He's hanging around and just outside of the vision, that vision ward right there in the tri-bush, hasn't seen him, and he's going for it right now. We do have the Mega Gnar that's about to pop on the Tira right now. A little bit out. The Shockwave does hit on the Bandicoot, but now we see Van Cleef in the area, seeing if they can't actually get Tira on, because he is very low. Flashes away from Van Cleef right now, but there comes the Mega Gnar being popped, and Shockwave actually missing out of Light Crocodile, so no follow-up.
Ooh, bot lane, Ignite goes down onto Munglu, but yeah, once again, Light Crocodile just not quite connecting on that Sonic Wave. The Lee Sin's been a little bit lackluster so far, almost died to that blue buff, and then wasted a lot of time in the top lane, whereas Van Cleef just happened to be in the right place at the right time to counter gank that and defuse any sort of kill or early first blood possibility that may have been for the Abusement Park.
And we also see a little bit of a CS lead going over to Van Cleef too, which you really don't want to see that much on a Sejuani going into a Lee Sin matchup.
Well, it's not that we don't necessarily expect it. You know, Light Crocodile is going to be looking for a lot more ganks in the early game, so it makes sense that Van Cleef might be able to out-farm him, outpace him in the jungle early on. But what is a surprise is how much time he spent wasted just hovering around that Tri-Brush area looking for the ultimate engage there on the gank, and Tira will need to back out of here. This is getting risky for him up here, especially when Bandicoot has the Maelstrom.
And he wants to get that Mega Gnar, and he's not thinking that Bandicoot wants to dive him just yet. But that is still definitely something you gotta fear, is that Slicing Maelstrom can do a lot of damage really fast.
Yeah, to his credit though, Bandicoot has no wards quite yet. He goes and drops them now, so Bandicoot couldn't have gone all that far forward. Had to still respect Crocodile's possibility of a gank, because we know that Crocodile has loved to hover around that top side of the map, but now he's trying for mid.
They're looking for Oxide right there. Oxide flashes in. Flash also coming from Necromancer. Is he going to pick it up? He does get the kill with the Chaos Storm.
Yeah, the exhaust never coming out from Oxide. Neither did the Cannon Barrage, was unable to stop that right there. Pays with his life. Not necessarily the worst thing to give over as a Gangplank. You know that a Gangplank still is going to keep the gold even. They're down first blood, but they're still up in gold via these massive CS advantages they've gained in both the top lane and the bottom lane. So Washed Up Kids, they're still doing just fine, but they do have to be careful. Necromancer is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the mid to late game.
Yeah, and what happened there was Oxide, when he flashed away, was nowhere near, put him out of range to even put the exhaust down. So all Necromancer had to do was flash in and get an easy Chaos Storm and then walk away.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Still has the Ghost, so a little bit of a summoner spell to dodge away from a Van Cleef gank, but we said that the flash was pretty necessary to get away from a Glacial Prison there, and Van Cleef, now that his mid laner dropped, might be looking to swing that gold back in his favor in the middle lane. Was getting punished out in CS, down about 15, and now down a first blood as well.
But we do see Van Cleef does now have that Glacial Prison, which is so key for these games that we're going to see from Sejuani, that it's good. Like you said, the flash loss on Necromancer is going to be huge if you see Van Cleef end up going into that mid lane.
Surprising to me that neither top laner has backed just yet, and this is going to give a strange dynamic to the game, because typically you see top laners back, you know, 6-7 minutes into the game, teleport back into the top lane, so they have their teleport available 14-15 minutes in when there's a big bot lane fight going on, or potentially a dragon fight. So it's really a battle of will up here in the top lane. Who's going to be the first one to recall, and do they teleport back into the lane? Both of these top laners have big, giant teamfight ultis that they would love to use to impact the rest of the map. But it's also such a threat if maybe Bandicoot teleports back into the top lane. His CS lead is just going to get bigger and bigger the more free time he gets in that lane. So Tira, continually getting pressured, might have to respond with a TP or just blow it himself.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he ends up reacting to that. Actually, we see Van Cleef now in the bot lane. He didn't get spotted out by any ward, so they don't know. And they're playing this pretty smart. Ventus and Rumandu. They're trying to make it so that it doesn't seem like they're trying to be that aggressive. Here comes Van Cleef, though. Does get the Glacial Prison onto 2 right there. We see the chain CC. There comes the ultimate, the Cannon Barrage, but we did see the flash from Munglu. Ooh, that final crit from the curtain call, almost taking Munglu out.
That's one of those great things about directed camera. Sometimes you just don't get to see the best action, but clearly you did, Magic, right there. Munglu still had the heal available. Too many shots were missed from Ventus to really threaten a kill right there, but it's not necessarily all about getting the kill for washed up kids. They just need to force away Munglu to get these free auto attacks down on that bot tier 1 tower, explode that turret, because they have such a strong composition built up for mid-game fighting. Their long-range initiation is absolutely insane with every single champion they've drafted and put on the table here. So as soon as they get down one turret, the threat level of their team just increases tenfold.
And we actually see in the top lane, Bandicoot did back and get that proto belt, but then teleported back into lane. So he is not going to be part of any of these coming up team fights for a while.
Tira needs to be really careful, though. He's down 20 CS. He is down an entire proto belt, and Bandicoot has the flash available once again. So if he doesn't get out of this lane soon, Bandicoot could realistically dive him at about 80% HP.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Bandicoot, if he lands one of his Qs, if he gets one of the shurikens on...
He can turn this on Tira, I think.
Yeah, he's trying right now. Pick up the proto belt. He does get the stun from the slicing maelstrom. Is he going to get enough damage? Yes, he is. He's going to take him down. And now we see the Light Crocodile trying to see if he can't turn around onto Bandicoot right now. But here's Van Cleef. Ooh, a little too late. We saw the shockwave picking up the kill. So it is an even 1-for-1 trade.
I think Bandicoot could have gotten out of that, honestly. He missed one crucial Thundering Shuriken that may have been the difference between 2 marks or 3 marks of the storm right there. Could have been a stun, could have bought enough time for that Glacial Prison to become available once again, but he's going in the mid.
Yeah, we see him going in the mid right now, trying to see if they can't turn it onto Necromancer right now. Here's the Glacial Prison stopping the Chaos Storm. The Chaos Storm is now dropped. We see the Permafrost being used on him. He's being taken very low. There come the barrels to pick up the kill.
Not the most difficult barrel combo, but very well executed from both Oxide and Van Cleef. Van Cleef, the patience necessary to hold onto that Glacial Prison. He went through almost half the duration of a Ghost, and the full combo of that flash away finally ended up using it. Really nice stuff to end up picking up the kill right there, and that's the curtains.
Is using the curtain call right now. He's trying to see if he can get a tidal wave used on the Munglu. Also, the ignite used
that's
on
just
him.
A
They're
kill.
gonna be able to pick up the kill easily on him. Rumandu is the one who secures the kill.
Yeah, that was so funny right there. The curtain call just zoned Munglu straight into Rumandu, who did all the damage, and now Demonic!
Right now,
he missed.
Yeah, he missed the Deadly Flourish on that one. Had he hit that one, he probably would have been able to pick up the kill. And now we see Light Crocodile coming in the bot lane. We did see the tower drop, and he's going to get an easy kill with that Dragon's Rage.
I'm not sure if that was just overkill or sending a message right there, Magic, because Crocodile just straight up kicked Ventus in the face. Bandicoot now in the top.
Yeah, Bandicoot is really trying to show that he is the winner of this top lane. He does get the stun onto Tyra. We said Tyra or Tira?
Tira.
Tira. Oh, man. See, I'm horrible with these names. We saw the stun come on Tira, but it was outside of the range of the Slicing Maelstrom, so a lot of the damage was lost. Yeah,
I don't know. Bandicoot, it didn't seem like he wanted to use the Maelstrom right off the bat. He just wanted to trade, and then Tira was just kind of standing in there, so he was like, maybe I can pop it. But Tira wasn't stunned up, was able to hop on out of there, and now he's going for the return.
Wants to go for the return right now. He knows the Slicing Maelstrom is down. There is the stun onto Tira. Bandicoot trying to see if he can get out of this one, and he actually might drop on this. Ooh, Iceman wants it. He flashed in for that, but did not get in range for the laser.
I don't know about that one, and not only does he not pick up the kill, this huge advantage for washed up kids that they got in the bottom lane is now destroying their mid lane turret. Ice Necromancer has to return there, but they lose so much damage on that one. In top lane, they stay safe, so washed up kids are winning in all 3 lanes as well as the jungle right now.
And again, we'll talk about it again. Necromancer does not have his flash right now. Rumandu is being engaged upon. He does get rooted, but look at this. They're so far ahead that the support can take on 1v2 the bot lane right there. That's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign, and Bandicoot's actually just chilling up there in the top lane, maybe trying to bait it out, but I don't know. Tira seems like he has that sixth sense going on right now, is really knowing what's happening, but the second he walks back in is the second that Van Cleef actually fully channels his recall and returns to the base. Van Cleef has his ultimate. It's just a matter of where he takes it now.
And we talked about the early gank pressure that Light Crocodile brings. He is 201 right now, but you would have expected a little bit more pressure coming in from him still at this point, where those kills were more kind of just cleaning up than actually ganking and helping out the laners. Like The first kill he got on Bandicoot was literally just, it was already over. Bandicoot already killed Tira, and then he showed up to get the kill. And then again with bot lane, Ventus was a little far out, got the tower, and then he just cleaned up the kill. So I'm not too sure how I feel about Light Crocodile, what he's been bringing to the table right now. He is looking to get Ventus, but here is Van Cleef.
Nice.
Ooh, he does secure the kill. Caster's Curse, you rag on him, and then he does really well. Does something that was really smart and waited for that and got so much damage on a really high priority target.
Well, I feel like your point is still valid, Magic. 2 or 3 of his kills, they've all been solo kills, really, because Abusement Park, you look at every other member on their team, no one has been a part of more than one kill.
Here comes Bandicoot right now. He's looking for Monglue. Here's the tidal wave. It does hit on him. Proto Belt. They get the flash and they get the kill on Monglue.
Yeah, and it looks like Demonic is going to be fine, gets out safely. But again, now that they took out Munglu, they're going to bring 5 to the mid.
They're going for it. The cannon barrage is coming down. There's a lot of damage going on to Demonic. And there goes the Ice Master. Double kill going over to the side of Oxide.
That is not what you want if you are a fan of the Abusement Park. Not only is that 3 kills fully breaking open this map here, the turret goes down as well, and there's nothing TAP can do to hold on to that push in the mid.
That was very well done by Van Cleef, too. They didn't expect the engage coming in from him, but he flashed Glacial Prison to hit both members of Abusement Park, lock them down, and then just great follow-up coming from Oxide.
Everything seems to be going right for Washed Up Kids right there, except for Light Crocodile, how strong he is individually. But when you have such a strong teamfight composition, so much CC to lock down this Lee Sin, he's going to be virtually non-existent in late-game teamfights. And a big benefit to Washed Up Kids, not only are they the ones making the calls, being the proactive ones in these plays, look at their itemization. The gold lead they've acquired, the CS leads they have as well, have resulted in them completing most of their first major items, whereas Abusement Park, they're sitting on just pieces of it. They have a Hex Drinker in the top lane, they have double components down from Mungulu in the bottom, and everywhere else for Washed Up Kids, they've got their first items already. A Trinity Force, even for Oxide in the mid. It's just not good as far as itemization goes.
Yeah, and Trinity Force on a Gangplank is just brutal. I talked about in Champ Select, the one thing Gangplank kind of has over Victor is that if he does get ahead, then he's just a monster and something that can really just start going in your face, into the face of Victor. And that's kind of how Oxide's been playing this. He's been trying to get in the face of Iceman. Oh my goodness, he's going in for this right now. Bandicoot trying to see if he can 2v1. He gets a lot of damage. There's a tidal wave coming in from Mermandu. It does hit onto Tira. Tira is in a bad spot. He's going to go down. Van Cleef picking up the kill. Are they going to be able to get it? Ignite sticking. It picks up the kill onto Light Crocodile.
Bandicoot goes full man mode right there. 1 versus 2's just long enough to buy time for the rest of the Washed Up Kids to slide in across that river, knock down their final outer turret of this match. And where do they go now? They're going to invade into Crocodile's jungle. He had a lead for a moment, but now he's going to lose so much, get those camps stolen away from him, and the dragon too, not going to be contested by the Abusement Park.
Yeah, there's no way they can truly contest this. We see just how dominant right now Washed Up Kids are.
Oh,
and
Bandicoot.
Ooh, Bandicoot, you're in a really far right now. They takes a good amount of damage. Here's the flash coming in. There's the kill going over to Ice Necromancer. But we see Demonic. Demonic's in a really bad spot, and Ventus wants the kill. He does pick up the kill, flashing in for that one. And Ventus now wants more. He goes in really far. He really wants this kill, but he drops for the overextension.
Crocodile picks up yet another one right there. You really wish those kills would start going onto these big hyper-scaling late-game carries in the Victor and the Ezreal. But what can you do if you're Crocodile? You're doing the damage, you're making the plays, you're getting the kills, and if you try to donate it over, maybe you don't end up picking that one up. So still good to get the kills, you just wish you had a little bit more luck when it comes to last hitting them right there.
Yeah, and a problem also... But that was an overextension by Washed Up Kids. They lose that pressure on Dragon, and it would be smart for Abusement Park to just try to burst this down.
It's so hard, though, because all the big teamfight ultimates are just coming back off of cooldown right now for Washed Up Kids, and they have such long-range engage. You have the Gangplank, the Jhin, the Nami, that can all just press ultimates from half a map away. And then the rest of them, they just flash on into the enemy backline. Bandicoot had the option to flash in the top lane and survive against Necromancer, but he knows that his death up there means nothing. He gives one kill to Necromancer. It's not like the Abusement part can get anything else off of that kill. And right now, he has the flash to go onto the enemy backline to really set up and make sure there's no way they can lose a fight around this dragon.
Yeah, very true. And Van Cleef, we've been noticing, he's been really pivotal for his team in this game so far. Really good Glacial Prisons coming in and locking up many members and really starting off these fights, even in the early game, trying to keep his team ahead.
Yeah, it was just, I feel, not enough from Crocodile. Yes, he's 4-1-1, but his lanes weren't winning. Mid lane had a CS lead, but that was the only positive for the Abusement Park. He was cleaning up after his lanes already went down, which meant that the Gangplank was free to farm in the early game, and as soon as Washed Up Kids got all their global abilities, the game was almost unwinnable for the Abusement Park, because whenever they go for a pick, whenever they try to make a proactive play on one side of the map, the rest of the team just comes right in.
You see Bandicoot, he gets the Slicing Maelstrom, it does lock up.
Oh!
3-man Glacial Prison hitting it right there. Curtain Call did a lot of damage. They do get the kill over on to Demonic, and there's Light Crocodile being picked up, as well as Munglue dropping right now. That is a 4 for none, and a dragon going over to Washed Up Kids.
Do they go for the Baron here, though? It's just 22 minutes in, might be a little bit early, but you have to wonder if it's a possibility. Instead, they see that massive wave building up in the top lane. They're going to get yet another turret, blow wide open this gold lead even more.
Yeah, and we also see that, there's a lockup going on to Tiro right now, but he has Meganar. He'll be fine. And I was about to say, Oxide, he's sitting on almost 3k gold right now. It's about 2,900 gold that he's sitting on. So now it's 3k.
Yep.
So they want him to back. They want him to be able to spend that money and really just start being even more of a monster than he already is.
That's so terrifying, too, if you're Abusement Park, because you see the gold lead, or they don't really see the gold lead, but anyone watching can, and they recognize 9,000 in favor of Washed Up Kids, and you're like, wow, that's so much. But really, if you take into account all the gold that Washed Up Kids were sitting on and not spent, the effective gold they had, it was actually a much closer fight as far as itemization goes, but they're just so far ahead that it doesn't even matter if Oxide was sitting on a completed Yomu's as well as a BF sword that he didn't have in his inventory. He still did enough damage, and their team fight is just way too powerful.
Exactly, and like I said, Van Cleef right now has just been on point with those Glacial Prisons. 3-man Glacial Prison in that one, as we saw Bandicoot went in and completely zone away Necromancer on that fight, where he was essentially useless, tried doing what he could, but he was dropped way too fast.
Yeah, just nothing they could do up against, once again, the press R composition from Washed Up Kids. You just press R from way far away. The Cannon Barrage keeps everyone in tight for the tidal wave, and after that, it's just flash upon flash from Bandicoot and Van Cleef. And you can't go anywhere if you're Abusement Park. Yes, the Ezreal can try to reposition, but the rest of your team is just locked down in the same place, and when Bandicoot has a flash as well as a Proto Belt, it doesn't matter if you have an Arcane Shift as Ezreal, because you're still going to get clipped by the edge of a Maelstrom.
Ooh, here comes the Cannon Barrage. We do see the Glacial Prison coming in only onto Ice Necromancer as well as the Tidal Wave, but at the same point, that is the Victor. Victor is such good wave clear and such good reliable damage that when you lose that, you lose a lot for your team.
Still, the Washed Up Kids might need to be a little bit careful. Bandicoot is quite low, but even then, he has the Zhonya's Hourglass now. He can't die in these fights, and once again, you said without the wave clear, Washed Up Kids can just roll straight into this base of the Abusement Park. It's just a question of if they have the minions or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to be the thing right now. I don't think they have the minions kind of going in their favor, and Ice Necromancer is about to spawn, so they might want to back off. They did get a tower, and they got a lot for that, but they might want to start pressuring around Baron.
Oh boy, and one of the things I like to check, because gold leads say a lot, but supports tend to stay relatively close in gold oftentimes. It's a 2,000 gold lead for Ru Manju over his counterpart, and that means a completed locket versus just components, no Aegis even built up from the Abusement Park. So you better believe that Bandicoot is ripping through those guys right now, dealing almost true damage, because there's one magic resistance item, and it's on Tira, the guy he laned against.
Oh, and now we see Van Cleef in the top lane going against Light Crocodile, who is forced to Dragon Drain Van Cleef away. Because even if you think Sejuani is tanky, a lot of that actually scales off her max health. So she does insane amounts of damage.
Yeah, and full AD Lee Sin can't really deal with tanks all that well. He can 100-0 your carries if they're left alone, but you cannot deal with that massive wall that is Van Cleef right here at the moment. Abusement Park just getting pulled around the map right now. They only have one tier 2 turret, and it is in this middle lane, and with the split push pressure of Bandicoot in that bottom lane, it might be enough for Washed Up Kids to pull, you know, just a couple more members to deal with Bandicoot and finally knock down this final tier 2.
Yeah, that would be smart right now, and they still have Bandicoot in the bot lane right now, and we see Ice Necromancer trying to see if he can kind of go back and forth, and look at the barrels coming in from Oxide, just how much damage it deals right there. The Demonic forced to go back on that one because how much damage he was taking.
Yeah, Bandicoot pulling down finally Tira, and you can see Demonic just walking between the lanes. He's so low, he really does need to recall, and Crocodile with such an advantage that he had in the early to mid game. And we're still in the mid game by all means, but the early... Oh, no way! My God!
Look at the wombo combo, triple kill coming in for Bandicoot with Ventus picking up a kill too.
And the Zonias with the mastery just to add in the BM. What just happened, Magic? Van Cleef flashed over the wall, Bandicoot had the perfect flank, and Tira was nowhere to be found. That's the break we were talking about. The tier 2 falls, 4 members go down as well, and the Baron is up for grabs here now for Washed Up Kids.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy Baron for them. And I gotta say, that all came from Rumandu on that one. He was ready. He was waiting on the other side of that wall. He started that off with that tidal wave, and we just saw the wombo. 4-man glacial prison, and then you get the slicing maelstrom to come in. That was absolutely insane.
I don't know if I can even say it was up to one person on Washed Up Kids. Their team fighting with this composition they put together has just been absolutely phenomenal. Van Cleef, Bandicoot all coming together at the same exact time the global abilities were dropped. Now they've got a Mountain Drake just to enable their siege that they can pick up before they go to the lane of their choosing. They've got such an advantage here. I don't think there's any coming back from this if you're Abusement Park.
The only real way is if we see massive throws coming in from Washed Up Kids. But honestly, they've been playing this game pretty clean, especially in the team fight phase. We saw that amazing tower dive right there. That none of their teammates dropped on that one, and they got great 4-man kill. And now look at this, Demonic caught out really bad.
Good night.
Picking up the kill.
Oh, Necromancer!
The curtain call, knocking him out, hitting the wombo. We see Ice Necromancer trying to put it back, but he wasn't able to get the kill. Ventus getting another kill, and now Bandicoot fighting Light Crocodile, using the Slicing Maelstrom to pick up a 3rd kill for the team.
And the terrifying thing is, they still have ultimates. Van Cleef never used the prison. Oxide has the cannon barrage, so there's still even more potential to fight here. Bandicoot just gonna recall, and I thought he was going to TP in, but go top lane because they know they're so strong right now that these inhibitors are theirs, even if Bandicoot goes to greedily pick up the farm in a side lane.
And Oxide lands 1 barrel on to Monglu and almost kills him. Almost one-shots him with just 1 barrel. That's how far ahead they are right now.
There's just nothing you can do if you're the abused Park right now, because that's what Washed Up Kids are doing to them. The team fight is just way too strong, and they even have pick potential with all of their long range. Abusement Park, yes, they've got some gears at work with the late game scaling of a Victor and an Ezreal, but you're not gonna make it there, and even if you do, Gangplank, Ken, and Jin, that's not something you want to deal with when they're just going to lock you guys in place and destroy you in the blink of an eye.
And they've been doing a great job with communication. You applauded them earlier. I'm going to applaud them now. They have a great coordination when it comes to these team fights, where like I said, we saw Rumandu starting that off, but there was an excellent follow-up and communication from Van Cleef, Bandicoot, and Oxide, all layering everything on top, where that wombo combo was just massive.
And it does look like Monglu has picked up, his sort of 2 core items in the Iceborne, as well as that Monamune right there. And the same thing can be said for Ice Necromancer, has the fully upgraded Hex core, and and Riley's Crystal Scepter, but their counterparts all have 3 core items, 3.5 core items. It's just absolutely insane, and quite honestly, maybe even a slow closeout by Washed Up Kids, because with a 16,000 gold lead, you'd expect this game to be over well before 30 minutes.
Well, they're just playing this clean and concise right now. They don't want to throw. They don't want to have.
Oh, Crocodile! Look at him. He's coming for a kick.
Yeah, he wants to get it onto Oxide right now, but he does not realize he does not belong there. He has to flash away. He's trying to go back in, but he drops really quick. And we saw the True Shot Barrage trying to pick up the kill on the Oxide. Now we see the Glacial Prison hitting on two people. And ooh, in the background, we also saw Ventus picking up the kill. Now Ice Necromancer is going to drop. We see the Gnar coming in from Tira trying to keep himself alive, but he might drop on this one. That's a lot of damage. Triple kill going over to Ventus. Are they going to be able to get him the quadra kill?
Oh, the fountain not quite executed.
Executed on that one. He wanted the quadra kill, but unfortunately not able to get it. But that should be the game right there. As we see, the only one remaining is Demonic. Sure, Light Crocodile is going to spawn soon. Actually, they might want to back.
You have to hit the towers, Bandicoot. You can't be going for these fountain dives if you want to end the game. I mean, they're most likely confident enough in their ability to close this one out that they can get a little bit more loose at the close here, be a little bit more fun with it. But it's not necessarily the best look for them if they do want to come out of this group on top. Granted, beating one of the other teams that got a win in week 1 is a good way to get back on the right foot after losing right away, but let's just try to close this one out a little bit quicker, Washed Up Kids.
Yeah, they definitely have the lead there. What? Oh my god, that is a massive lead. Almost 18k gold differential right there. I just looked at that. I was like, oh, my heart.
I don't think Crocodile has farmed a minion in his jungle in the last 10 minutes, quite honestly. Look, Van Cleef has complete control over that, even though he's going over wards.
I was like, how can you? Ooh.
Oh, it's 1 HP. It was a 1 HP.
1 HP, and we saw that Light Crocodile, he heard you talking. He wanted it.
No
so bad. He
way.
wants them. It's not that he doesn't want them. And now we see Ice Necromancer flashing away. Here comes the True Shot Barrage and the Glacial Prison trying to get Ice Necromancer. They get it. They actually get the kill over to Ventus with the curtain call.
I mean, everything is going wrong now.
Monglue, he's gonna go down. Bandicoot picking up that solo kill onto Monglue right there. And yeah, it's just going so bad for Abusement Park. Like you said, Abuse Park. It's just, oh, it's a brutal loss right now, and a really clean play coming in from Washed Up Kids. Like you said, having lost last week, and Ventus still getting a kill on Light Crocodile. He dropped there, but now they pick up a kill on Tira as well, and that should be the game. Here goes the bot inhib, and that's going to be the Nexus as well.
Oh boy, Crocodile, he was flying on in there trying to get the assassination onto Ventus. Ventus just, he looks at him kind of funny. He's like, auto Q, and where'd you go, Crocodile? Go back underneath the surface because you are absolutely gone. That's going to be the game, just over 33 minutes.
Yeah, right now, and we see Washed Up Kids. They're just trying to pad their KDAs right now.
Just hit
They're
it.
Constantly fighting right now, and now Oxide's like, oh wait, we might not win right now. I'm gonna try to expectate this, and actually we see Van Cleef getting the expectate.
Oh, you Van Cleef with the incredible expectate right there, going straight into the enemy backline to take him down. I mean, a solid effort from the Abusement Park, or the Abused Park, whatever you want to call him there, to try and hold on, but just not quite enough. I mean, I say solid effort, but it was a 19,000 gold lead. There was nothing they could do to hold up right there.
That was just, yeah, that was a brutal loss right there. And I gotta say, a lot of it had to do with the draft phase. We look at how Abusement Park drafted, and the biggest criticism I'll have is Gnar into Kennen. You're pretty much forfeiting that lane unless you can guarantee that you're going to get a first blood over there. And that's not what you want to do. You don't want to start off the game that way. You don't want to start off being like, well, we have to do this if we want to get it. Otherwise, we're in a bad situation. So
I mean, it wasn't like Bandicoot was getting solo kills onto Tira, but he was turning around ganks in a 1 versus 2. It was insane. He has by far the most damage in the game, but surprisingly, Necromancer was close in that count as well. I mean, it is a big team fight champion, the Victor, that can pump out a lot of damage, but I didn't think he was surviving long enough in those fights to actually get out anything with the crowd control Washed Up Kids were bringing.
Well, a big thing is all you have to do as Victor is even if you're gonna die, just drop the Chaos Storm and you'll get a lot of damage that way regardless, because you'll be dead and it still does damage. So it's not too uncommon to see that, but it's very actually the one that more surprised me than anything was seeing on the side of Oxide, he didn't have he didn't even have the third most damage. He was on what, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. He was the fifth most damage in the whole game.
Yeah, but he was very powerful, as were the rest of Washed Up Kids who just came away with that victory. We'll be back in a little bit for our second match of the day between Hayes and Gamers with Attitude fighting against each other on the Rift. We'll be back after these messages.
All right, pick up the game.
Yeah! Go, 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 go! Pass the ball! You can look at the ball and walk backwards. You see, that's how you do it.
Watch TV anywhere for free on 4G. Now that's something worth shouting about.
What if we could change the way we see the world? Rediscovering ourselves through the people we meet and the moments we share. Each experience, every encounter, changes our perspectives, leading us to live life our own way. Money my way.